Hi, everyone. Happy new week and happy the end of the month. I hope everyone is doing great and that everything is going as planned, and that you've been able to reach your goals for this month. So, thank you so much for tuning in. And if it's the first time that we are meeting, I am Leila. I'm passionate about health awareness and helping home based business owners take their business to the online platform. And I hope that every time you come here, you get tons of motivation, inspiration, and tips for you to go out, grow yourself, and grow your business as well. And if it's not the first time that we are meeting, I'm so excited for actually having you back here, sharing your time with me, and making sure I hope that you get as much as information as possible, that you get something out of here, that you can go out and use it and see some difference in what you're actually currently doing. So today's topic is who moved my cheese, and I love this is such an amazing topic because it's such a metaphor for what life is, and it's extremely well explained in this book. So, Who Moved My Cheese is a book by Spencer Johnson, and it's such a beautiful little book. I just stumbled into it and I was like, okay, let me just quickly read it. And I think it was such an amazing time to read this book because it talks about something that we are all going through as a community, as the world. And it talks about change. So, cheese is a metaphor for change, for what actually happens in our lives, or sorry, cheese is a metaphor for what actually we have in our life. So, what do you want in your life? Do you want a better job? Do you want a loving relationship? Do you want money? Do you want health? So, cheese is the metaphor for what we really want in our lives, and it's such a great metaphor because everything else goes everything else goes around the cheese, which is what we want in our lives. So, the main topic is that it basically talks about how change is something constant in our lives and that we must adapt to change as people. And that's exactly what happened right now, right? We were all, hi Rose, so great to see you there. We were all forced to change because this is how the world has been. And now there's different ways in how people actually reacted to change, and that's exactly what the book talks about as well. So the quickest we adapt to change, the better or the more satisfied we will be, the better results we will see. And this is basically what the book tells us. This is the objective of the book. So the book is done in three, or it's basically the story of two different types of people, or two different species, I would put it like that. So there's two mice, which are called Sniff and Scurvy, and then there's two little people, which are called Ham and How. I think that's how you would say it. So basically, it just shows us that first of all, the first reflection when you end up reading the book is that which one are you? How do you react to change, and what types of changes are they happening in your life? And if you had to describe yourself, who are you? Are you the two mice or are you the two little people? And I think this is such an amazing way to look at the book. And then the first thing is, or the first lesson, and that's why I said let's life lessons from such an amazing book. The first life lesson that I took out, and I can definitely relate to the time that we are going through, is that change happens, and change is probably the only thing that we are sure of in this life, is that it will happen no matter what. So when change happens, you have a choice to keep moving, or you have a choice to stand still. So it's really, really important for you to decide how are you going to be able to change, to move towards change. So when change happens, how are you going to be responding or reacting, depending on how you look at it? We need to keep moving as the cheese moves. So we need to keep moving as our life circumstances keep changing and keep moving. We have to be able to adapt to it and decide that we're going to be moving forward. So this is what this time actually brought us all to a point that we were used to doing things in a certain way, and change came and we had to completely adapt. What were you doing, or what were the plans that you had when it was the 1st of Jan 2020? And now, what are the plans that you have? They probably have changed completely. Even the way you do things, the way you go shopping, the way you interact with your family, the way you interact with your friends. Some of you, the way you go to work has changed. And for people that were not used to doing things online, they probably cannot even recognize themselves today because they've been pushed to actually learn so much about the internet. Number two is that we have to be able to anticipate change. And in order for us to anticipate change is that we need to get ready to move when that time comes. And this is also very important because we have to keep our eyes open. We have to see what are the trends. And I mean, look at Facebook, look at YouTube, if you're using any of the social media sites, and you will see that Facebook is constantly changing. If you're using your laptop currently, Facebook has already told you that as from the 1st of September, the old Facebook one exists. So you need to be able to get acquainted with the new Facebook. So the classic will no longer exist. And this is what it's going to become our classic, the new way of Facebook, the new look of Facebook. So look at Facebook and how much it changes with time and constantly. I mean, if you're doing Facebook ads, there's constantly new changes on their algorithm. So that's exactly what this book also talks about. Anticipate change and be ready for it. And the one thing I want to actually point out there is that when it comes to your business, remember that social media is a borrowed space, and it's so important for you to have other forms of actually still conducting your business. So look at this is something that we've been talking about most recently, that you need to be able to create your email list, because that is where most of your business is going to be going through. So make sure that you all still use social media and you still gather as many great relationships that you can, but remember that you need to have a place that is yours and that you can control, and that would be your email as well. Number three is that you need to be able to monitor change. In the book, the way the two mice actually continued monitoring the change was that they kept sniffing the cheese to see if it was still good, if the amount was still enough, if there was anything that they needed to do. So it's exactly the same with us. We need to keep monitoring the change. Look at our business. Are they doing as good as they were doing previously? What else do we need to add on? What else do we need to take out? And this is why I'm constantly saying that we need to keep reflecting on our business at the end of each week. And what are the things that have worked perfectly? What are the things that we need to do more? And when you interact with people and they decide to buy your product or they decide to do business with you, what did they have that really made them decide to do business with you, right? So it's so important for you to think about those things and look around as well. I know that I remember in the beginning when this whole started, there were people saying that there's no way you can do business online. There's no way you can sell your products and services online. I wonder where those people are currently, because I'm pretty sure that they're doing what they first thought was not possible, but now it is what it is. We all have to be able to learn how to do our businesses online and how to interact with other people online as well. So monitor change, have your eyes opened, keep sniffing to see what else needs to change, what else needs to be adapted, so you can see better results for your business as well. Number four is that we need to adapt to change quickly. That's the most important part of change. I mean, working at the hospital, we change things every single week. We start something and then the next week it's something else. And with the situation that we're currently in, it's amazing of how we were doing things in a certain way about 2 weeks ago, but now it's a completely different thing that we were doing in 2 weeks ago. And understanding that we're actually capable of adapting so quickly, it's actually such an amazing thing. But at the same time, as you know, you can get pissed or you can say there's nothing I can do. I need to, for the best of everybody, I need to really adapt to change quickly. The quicker you adapt to change, the more results you're going to be getting, the more satisfied you're going to be getting. So being able to understand that change sucks most of the time, but the more you decide that I'm going to go for it, I'm going to accept what it is, and if it's not against your values and not unethical, then go for it and make sure that you adapt as the time actually goes through. The last one that I actually want to talk about, number 5, is that as humans, we need to enjoy change. Being it in your business, being it in your life, being it the way you thought you were going to be in 2 years' time or in 2 months' time, and things haven't worked properly, things haven't been where you want to be. As I said previously, you have two options. You can get pissed and stay where you are and stay stagnant, or you can still get pissed but be like, you know what? It's change. I need to move forward. And unfortunately, what it used to be is not actually serving me properly. I need to be able to see more of, or look at myself and see more results. And I know that if I adapt to the change that is currently in, then I can see more and more results. So this is an amazing book. I really love it. It's quick, it's small, and you can get it anywhere. So I'm actually going to be putting a link below, so anyone that is interested can quickly go and buy it from Amazon. But it's such a small and quick book, but has amazing life lessons. I've just spoken about 5 that I really enjoyed it, and I really think that as entrepreneurs and as people that are going out and seeing the changes that are happening in the world, this is so amazing, and it changes your perspective as well on how you're going to be looking at change from today onwards, or after the day you actually read the book. So this is an amazing book. I see that Luki has read the book as well. If you are interested, I'll put the link below in the comments, and you're more than welcome to go and have a look at it and enjoy and embrace change, because I think this is how our lives are going to be from now on. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.